Hey, what is up you guys, it's Overlord Gaming here, and today I have a little bit of Titan gameplay for you. I'm using the Suros regime on one of the moon maps, and it is a exotic assault rifle, and it's actually really good. You can max out the stability, and it has good fire rate, good range, and extraordinarily good damage. Now, the topic that I wanted to do today is what class in Destiny seems to be the best or the most prominently used throughout the game in the PvP area, or the PvP aspect of the game. And I honestly have to say, I've messed around with all the classes, and to be quite honest, the Warlock Sunsinger is perhaps the best class. Now, the reason that I say this is this class, the Warlock Sunsinger, whenever you use your super, you become a walking god of death. It is scary as fuck. Now, whenever I usually see a Sunsinger, or, I play as one, whenever they activate their super, they tend to become tanks. Now, what I mean by that is, whenever I was playing, and I actually tested this out in a Rumble match with a good friend of mine, and he shot me with a fusion rifle point blank, and this only made it to where the shields on my character broke, and the last little the thickest bar of health, which is the last one, was still left. And then you get that red beeping, that red screen and the beeping noise whenever something like that happens. I've also had another clip of gameplay, and I'll try and find it for you guys, but it was where a Warlock Sunsinger survived a rocket after he self-revived. There are many things that make the Sunsinger probably the best class for the PvP aspect of the game. The only real counter that I've seen to him is probably the Striker Titan or perhaps the Blade Dancer Hunter, but even then it's kind of iffy. Now, whenever you use this class, he has the ability to melee people and deal damage over time, which is scorch damage, and then he will get an overshield. Now, it's not exactly the most powerful thing, but it basically takes you back up to full health whenever you use it, and it's kind of ridiculous. Not only that, but the Warlock has the longest melee range of all three classes, and it just makes it, slightly annoying, especially whenever you die, from 6 or 7 feet away from the enemy, and you see them doing a little melee animation. His grenade, the Firebolt grenade, it is basically like a sticky grenade, but you can aim it slightly to the left or slightly to the right, and it will explode, and it'll home in on people, and it's really kind of annoying. Out of all the grenades that I've played with, it has the most locking on, and what I mean by that is whenever you throw it, as again to the left or the right, it'll curve and just hit the person directly in the face, in the boob, whatever. And I have clips of it in some gameplay, and it is prominently annoying, especially whenever you get stuck by it. It's funny when you do it to other people, but it's prominently annoying whenever it sticks to you, because there's almost no way of dodging it. They have another grenade, which is basically to clear out objectives. Now, one of their perks is where they can either have 2 grenades or 1 grenade that deals flame damage over time, and then something called, I believe it's the Viking Funeral, where your flame damage deals more damage and it lasts longer. Now, it has a relatively good initial explosion damage, and it will kill you if you're basically sitting on it, if you're right there in the middle, and it'll crack your shields and take away some of your health if you're near it, and then it'll do damage over time, and it's actually a really good way to clear out objectives or points when we're playing control or salvage or something like that, objective based. His super, as I've said, it makes him a walking god of death. He's able to soak up much, much more than any other class that I've seen, save probably the Blade Dancer, but I'd even question that, because he is able to tank a full fusion rifle shot to the chest. That's also excluding the fact that he can have a perk called Radiant Skin, which further buffs his damage reduction. And it is just insane about how much damage this guy can take. Whenever you see flaming wings, you definitely want to run the other direction. Now, this is also excluding the fact that you can get a kill on the guy if, you're relatively good, you outplay the person. But wait, you walk around the corner, and then you notice there's someone on your radar behind you, and it's the guy whom you just killed Sunsinging. They have the ability to self-revive with full health, and a lot of damage reduction, and it's kind of annoying. It's funny whenever I do it to people, but not so much when it happens to me. One of the probably most annoying things, though, is just their melee ability, which, as again, it adds an overshield back to your health. And it does get a little annoying whenever you're playing as a Titan or a Hunter to see basically getting up close and seeing all your work undone.
Well done. I could have used your talents
One of
in
the
field.
best ways I've found to deal with them whenever they're self-reviving is mainly whenever I use a Golden Gun Hunter or perhaps a Striker Titan. Whenever I see them self-revive, I'll usually launch my super with the Hunter and, pop them once as they're in the little revive animation, or do it with the Titan's super
won't be
and
easy.
smash them into the
Secure
ground.
and defend the relics, and watch
There
your
is
back.
really no way other to beat the Sunsinger other than having 2 or 3 people shoot at him at once. It's really actually tough to beat them in a
New
close
relic
quarters
located.
combat scenario, save if you have something like Blink and you can teleport over them and you have a shotgun or a
Gains the
heavy weapon
lead.
of some sort, because the normal weapons just won't cut it in a 1 versus 1 unless the Sunsinger's aim is terrible or you're just
enemy's
that
probe
good
is
in that
out.
position
Shut it
or in a
down.
really good position. They also have the ability to regenerate grenades and their special melee ability extraordinarily quickly. And with one of the legendary
Lost the lead.
or exotic, chests that I have, it makes it to where I can basically throw 8 grenades while sun singing. It regens my grenades and melee extraordinarily fast, basically making it to where I can spam grenades all day long without having to worry about anything whatsoever. That's basically it. 3 kills on people, if there are enough people around, if they're spawning around me, on vehicles, on turrets, whatever. None of the classes necessarily have anything really like that, save for the Blade Dancer. Even then, he's not quite as tanky. He has the agility on his side, and he has a drawback of having to get close. And the best way that I found is just whenever you hear the little lightsaber sound of swoosh, swoosh, stab, you definitely want to start running in the other direction, and hope to God he's not chasing you, because he's fast, and it's not fun being chased down. And probably the
There's a
Titan,
new relic.
the
Go
only
and
really
get
thing
it.
that he has going for him is perhaps during his animation. He becomes slightly stronger than normal if he has a perk, which makes him harder to kill during the Fist of Havoc. And even then, that's only for a split second. After, the Fist of Havoc is over,
Defend the
you're
probe,
basically a
Guardian.
sitting target for a split second in a wide open area. Really and truly, if you guys want a good class, then I would really suggest going with the Sunsinger. This is Overlord signing out, and I'll see you guys next time.